Back to the Giants here, who are expected to play their starters in the second preseason game this upcoming week. What's your thoughts on the decision for New York here to play their starters?
In my opinion, it's a week too late, and I know that's a controversial one. Some Giants fans don't like it when I say that, but I don't think that Daniel Jones should have been given a week off. I do not think personally that he has earned that. Yes, we're banking on the year 6 leap. However, I think that Daniel Jones, coming off of that injury, he's fully healthy and he is ready to suit up. He said that he wanted to play against the Lions on Thursday night. The Giants didn't suit him up. I get it. There was some weather. It's MetLife. Maybe you don't want to put a player coming off of injury out in that kind of weather. Patrick Mahomes played 6 snaps. Why can't Daniel Jones? That's how I feel about it. I saw a bunch of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, all these guys still going out there and at least playing a drive. What the hell makes Daniel Jones so special that he's not allowed to go out there and execute one drive of football in the preseason opener, get his legs underneath him, and start to get ready for the regular season? I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a week too late. He should play a significant amount of time in this preseason game. He has not played football in a live game setting since November. How am I supposed to feel comfortable going into the regular season in less than a month with this quarterback who has not played football in 9 months? I don't get it. He should have been out there, in my eyes. Again, I know it would have only been like one drive, 6 snaps, whatever. Better than nothing. Get him ready. Get him acclimated. He hasn't played football in 9 months. This is just one of those random things that I become passionate about that nobody else seems to care all that much about. But I don't know. I just think that Daniel Jones, the way that this team treats him, the privileges that he gains, despite being a career mediocre to bad quarterback with one good season, coming off of an injury, all these question marks surrounding him, needing to gain some chemistry with the offensive line, with the receiving core. He should have been out there, and he should definitely be out there for a significant amount of time this weekend, in my opinion, and so should a lot of these other starters. I think the only one you bubble wrap, surprisingly enough, it's the rookie Malik Neighbors. I'm happy that he was out there in the first preseason game. I was talking with my co-host Alex from Fireside Giants, and I said he should be out there. Don't bubble wrap a rookie. He's a rookie. He needs to play. He's got to earn his right to be on the field, but he's the only one that shouldn't play this weekend just because he is dealing with a sore ankle, and all of the other healthy starters should be out there. The Giants had the slowest start to a regular season that I've ever seen last year. A lot of that had to do with the fact that none of those guys played more than like 20 total snaps in the preseason. Get them on the damn field. This is where Brian Dable annoys me. I praise him all the time, but this lackadaisical approach in the summer is what always pisses me off. He needs to be better. Daniel Jones needs to get his ass on the football field.
Yeah, I love the point that you just brought up there at the end, which is where I was going to go here, is with the Giants' slow start last year. And that was something this offseason that they were going to do things a little bit differently. Their practices were going to be a little bit more intense, which is good. I think both of us are big fans of that. But I think what also is, or at least should be included in that is playing a little bit more. And you bring up valid points about Daniel Jones not playing in the first preseason game. And in this second one, I do think it's important to see him and see this first team offensive line too, really get some work in. I know the offensive line looked good in the first game, and we're happy about that, but kind of want to use these next two as a dress rehearsal. And, for Jones, you're right. I don't think he's earned that opportunity to just not that it's coming from him, but just in general, like the Giants with the leash they give him, giving him that kind of like, you're the starter, we're not going to worry about it kind of thing.
I mean, they spent the entire offseason looking for his replacement, and now they're going into this year. It's almost like they're saving face here, and they're trying to establish that they have this great confidence in him, and by not playing him, they're establishing that. But I don't get it, because everybody knows you were looking for his replacement this summer. Clearly, he has something to prove. He needs to go out there, and he needs to play. I just don't understand the privileges that he's been given. Personally, I really don't. So these are kind of the more intense points that I can make against Daniel Jones that I can't do on Fireside Giants because his hive of supporters loves to live over there. So I like that I get to unwind a little bit on this show and just be a little bit more critical of him and point out the fact that he should not be the guaranteed 100% starter. I get it. Drew Lock played like crap, but also Daniel Jones should have been given the opportunity to play well or like crap in about 6 snaps anyway. So I don't know. Someone argued with me about it and said, well, they just had 2 really physical joint practice days that they basically looked at as preseason games. I said, okay, no. Daniel Jones didn't get touched in those 2 joint practices. They're not allowed to touch him. He needs to go out there and get hit on a preseason field to prepare for the hits that he's inevitably going to take during the regular season. And again, in the 6 snaps that he might have had, maybe he throws one pass under pressure, gets pushed to the ground, gets his first taste of what it's like to be back on the NFL field for the first time in 9 months. That's it. It's just about getting the reps and getting your body acclimated and warmed up. I just don't get it. Like I said, this is one of those random things I'm probably over dramatic and over passionate about, but just in my opinion, he should have been out there. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him and the other starters finally take the field in preseason week 2.
No, absolutely. And like you mentioned, you saw CJ Stroud. You think he plays again in this game on Saturday?
I think so. I think that I read somewhere that both teams were expected to play their starters and get almost like a regular season preview here. So, yeah, I think we'll see Stroud. And just a perfect point to bring up. Like Stroud last year finished in the top 5 in MVP voting. He doesn't need to go out there and prove anything, but they're trying to get him ready for the regular season and acclimated. It's been a long time off. Get him on a preseason field. I don't see why Daniel Jones shouldn't have been doing the same thing. So I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but yeah, I think that we'll get a little bit of a taste of the ones versus the ones, even if it's for only a drive or two with Stroud going against the first team defense. That's fine. I think that's important. He's a great processor. He's very accurate. We have these young defensive backs who need to start developing and showing signs of progress before the regular season. Having them go up against a great quarterback like CJ Stroud would be great for them. So I'm hoping that he plays a significant amount of snaps. And again, because Daniel Jones has a lot to iron out with his accuracy and his decision making, I hope that we see him for a significant amount of time. He can get injured in a practice. He can get injured in a preseason game. He could get injured at any time in a regular season game. I'm not worried about bubble wrapping Daniel Jones just because he's coming off of this injury. If he's been medically cleared to play, he needs to play. It's time to practice, get ready for the regular season, which is less than a month away.